issue. I'm gonna get going on this front end. We will get this fender off and see about this fuse block whole rad situation. I think the whole rad's gonna have to come out and just try slapping the whole front clip on, see how far off it is. Trim the front frame rails, not too sure what else. Hopefully not too much more else. Got the clutch fan out and the rad shroud. So much room now between the rad and the engine. I think if I switch to electric fan it won't be an issue, or had the idea of yesterday, seeing how the front end fits. Might use the 54 core support and just get an LS style radiator for a 54, but that will be later on. So I got the frame marked out here, gonna make the first few cuts in the frame. I'm just cutting behind this weld. I have no idea if it'll be cutting enough or not, or too much. Since the last time I filmed here, might have been carried away a little, so I'll take a second here. Oh, it looks like a truck again. It looks so good. I had to cut the frame another 2 or 3 inches off. I'll show that more when I have the sheet metal off. Just started stacking parts on and it looks like a truck. This thing came running in as an Envoy a few weeks ago. Now it looks like a truck. Like I said from the first build, wheelbase is a little bit off, so I'll have to move that rear fender forward, but I don't have to trim the box, the frame, and the hitch. Everything lines up perfect. So excited. I'm thinking, since I haven't done anything with the cab yet, I might raise the front of it. That way it'll give me more clearance in the front for the wheel wells and whatnot, because right now this thing could go straight and that's about it. We ain't turning nowhere. So we got the front end fitting pretty decent yesterday. I was happy with it. So today I'm going to go back to focusing on the cab and finalizing exactly where it's going to sit. I'm trying to move it a little bit more forward to make this gap fit better. Got some things marked out to cut more, and then I'll prep everything and maybe even get some welding in today. We have gone a few steps backwards. Taking out the fenders, taking out the cab. Took everything out from inside of the whole wiring harness. Finally got the HVAC box out of there. I'm done mocking it up. Got all the insulation shit off the firewall, so I don't have to worry about fires anymore. Gonna clean up the grinds, some cuts, and get it all prepped for welding. Put it back down, tack it in place. It's been a few weeks since I had a chance to actually work on this thing. I did get the cab tacked to the firewall and then also at the back of the floor. So now I have all the bolts out of the body mounts, and my plan is to strap it and lift it up, just the front end, get it to pop a wheelie, and try to be able to get underneath to redo the structure and add to the floor without laying on my back the entire time. Measurements from underneath that I need, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. The straps aren't even holding anymore, it's sitting on the wood blocks, and I'm going to order my steel, and then I'm thinking, because it's actually working half decently well, when the steel comes in I might try to get it actually standing straight up. Not sure how I do that yet, but we'll figure that out. So time for an update. I've taken this 2x3 steel and I've cut it so that it will slide down between the rocker and the floor Originally I cut the floor to be nice and tight to the rocker, but then I wanted to add structure, so I recut the floor back. Now I just got to grind all this rust out, trim it a little bit more to make it fit tighter to the top, and then we'll be ready for welding. I think we lost the grinder. Oh, she's still stuck in full auto mode. Back to my boy old blue. We are ready to weld. Got the piece clamped in there, everything primed, holes drilled on this side. I'll plug weld the top, weld the bottom. Back on the 54, we got our 2x3 all welded in, seam sealed, sprayed with some undercoating, made a little rust patch there. Still gotta do some grinding and whatnot on the inside. Now I think I'm ready. I got both sides done. I think I'm ready to lower it back down. I'm gonna lift up the back half, side, and finish up with the cab corners. Actually, I gotta rust. I should fix this while it's up first. Maybe we'll tackle that first. Got it ground down. Always grind it first because you find more. Like I found this hole I didn't know was there earlier. I'm gonna address that on its own. For now, the patch, I gotta cut out a poster board roughly. I'm gonna have to do a little bead roll here, and I'm gonna tuck this, and I'm gonna try to cut it, leave this lip, and then tuck this behind here, and we'll see how that. So I got the bead roller out. I just took a little scrap, figured out my tension, and it'll give me that step I need in the panel. Real thing. Check it for fitment. Step. You can see where I'm going to roughly cut. That fits in there pretty good. You got to remember that this on this side is going to go on the inside of that, so that line will actually line up better over there. Cut down here, and then probably have to grind out some spot welds here so I can keep the inner structure from behind. Let's get cut in here. Tacked in, pretty happy with how the crease in it lines up. Tacked it and clamped it as I went, so it kind of follows the curvature. Got some to trim, but overall for my first patch panel built, I'm pretty happy with that. Got it all welded, grinded, sanded. A little bit more grinding to do around here, but I'll leave that till the door is on. Came out pretty nice. Back on the 54, got the back end jacked up. Did the driver's side already. Got the cab corner fully welded in, and then added some sheet metal underneath to finish off the cab corner. The previous owner just tacked these on and you overlap them, so I went back, cut it back, and grind it, ready to weld it now. Can't fully pull them off because I welded the bottom, not really thinking about it when I was underneath it, but that's okay, it'll still fit good. Previous guy did a decent job of lining everything up, so let's go ahead and weld it and hopefully not warp it. So we got the cab back down. The cab corners are welded in. The bottom side of the cab corners where I had to trim to fit the frame. They're all capped in. Haven't fully grinded everything underneath yet because I'm waiting on MPI, my local insurance place, to see what I need to do. But right now we're gonna fit the doors, make sure they still fit, fingers crossed. Got the doors on, half-assed with 1 bolt each. They fit pretty good, nothing, I don't think anything really changed. The latch doesn't work, but I'm gonna have to close up or open up a gap there a bit and then slide the whole door a little bit back to open up this gap. But as far as actually movement, they fit pretty flush, and that's more what I was worried about, having the bottom come out more than I was hoping, but it doesn't look like that happened. Passenger side, similar thing. Looks pretty good from the side. Still needs to be all gapped and whatnot, but happy with that for now. Firewall, probably next video. Let's come back for that. Continue on this thing.